Welcome to the show about the show, the podcast. This is episode 478. My name is Will. Joining me as always is Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Of course, Atticus is here. Hello, Atticus.
Hello.
And joining us today is my very good friend, Chris Flink. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today, Chris. You are oft invoked on the podcast. I don't know if you know that, but I talk about you quite a bit, mostly because these two guys aren't really car guys in any way. And so anytime that, and I barely know anything about cars myself, but anytime that like there's a cool car in something, I want to talk about it. And these guys just don't get it, dude.
I've heard you reference Ben saying, like, talking about cars as that machine.
Yes, or like red car. Is that a red? Like, oh, I saw a Toyota Supra today, and he says, "Oh, is that a red car?" I actually did see a Supra today, but it was right-hand drive. Are they all right-hand drive? Is it?
No.
Okay.
It's just that must be an imported one.
And it was it definitely wasn't the current gen. It was an older gen. And license plate was JDM 2JZ.
Yeah.
And so the 2JZ is the engine, right?
Yep, in the Mark IV Supra. So it's like 92 to 98 or something. I'm gonna get that wrong, but doesn't matter.
Hold on, let me pull up my soundboard really quick. Let's just pretend I had this locked and loaded. Wrong answer. It was 92 to 99. Just kidding. I don't know that at all. Okay, you probably got that right. Okay, so yes, this is perfect. This is, and then I also saw a nice looking Audi A6 wagon, and I followed them for a while.
That's
I made so we
creepy.
take photos, but I didn't get them, so I can't show you. I gotta take my word for it.
Do those big three-wheeled things count as a car or a motorcycle?
Oh, like
I
a
think they
slingshot?
Yeah, I think they count as a car.
Interesting.
It's always the same guy driving that too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, tell us about the slingshot guy.
It's typically like a twice divorced, like late middle-aged white man that's having his third midlife crisis. That's
Pretty
kinda
deep
what I
into
would
the
imagine.
being a midlife crisis is pretty generous. This is a mid to late life. We're entering the fourth quarter here, I think.
What? Am I thinking of the right things that they almost look like pod racers, but with like three wheels? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who makes those? What company? It's called
Hilarious.
Slingshot? Polaris. Oh, the company that makes like jet skis and stuff like that?
Yep.
Type. That's cool. Makes sense.
Are you a jet ski guy, Ben? Are you able to relate this back to jet skis? I have been referencing jet skis this whole time as a way to get you to understand things.
I know how to drive a jet ski, operate a jet ski, whatever. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you ever, on this hot summer day, you're like, I'm going to go out operating?
He is an operator, smooth operator. I've ridden on a jet ski one time. Where in the country are people calling them like wave runners, or like there are different names for these?
There's a technical
devices.
difference. The jet ski, from what I hear, is like the stand-up one that they don't really make anymore, or you'll kneel on it, and then a wave runner is the one you sit on, and that's like more common.
Yeah. I've done
then
both.
that's the one.
I've done both as a child. We used to have the jet ski ones, the old style.
Okay.
A James Bond invention, as we've covered on the podcast in the past, which is why I know about it.
That's neat.
It's a James Bond invention. What do you mean?
It was the first jet ski or the first wave runner.
Oh, was
they're based on which Roger Moore movie was it?
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
One of the middle Roger Moore movies.
Because there's the Pierce Brosnan Bond where they're in the Thames on a wave runner or something.
No, and that one that goes under. That's a boat. I would call that a boat.
Okay.
That is also a submarine, a boat type thing. No, there's a Roger Moore one where he's got like a wave runner. Like it looks like a wave runner, and it didn't exist at that point.
Nice.
And then people were like, "I'll have one of those."
I'll have what he's having. Talking about James Bond. Nice. Well, this is exactly what we're going to be doing today. This little thought experiment with the who drives the slingshot. We're going to put Chris on the spot and show him a bunch. We'll also be putting Atticus and Ben on the spot as well, and showing you all photographs of cars from Twin Peaks. And you, Atticus and Ben are gonna try to tell me whose car that is. A lot of times it's obvious; they're just like in the photo with them. And they're also they could be like minor sidecars as well.
The characters in the photo with them, you're saying?
Yes. So,
Atticus and I have recently established that we're unable to name many of the characters, though, so it might be a little bit more difficult.
We're gonna have you try drawing a clock face later in the episode. And Chris, what I want you to do is tell us what you can about the car. Like by reputation or something. Like, what's the kind of person to drive this? And also, I'll say this: I don't think that you're not really like a classic car guy for the most part. That's not your area of expertise, and so some of these are going to be like, who knows, or it could all just be a classic car guy. So no worries on that.
Are you gonna do have you guys seen like the Tim Heidecker Office Hours bit where he has Fred Armisen answer questions about classic rock? I feel like that's what you're setting up Chris to do. Very specific. What's the engine in this car?
Well, do you know the engine in the 1989? Oh, wait, is it flipped for you guys?
No, I just see part of it. How do I double click on yours?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, okay, there we go. Now I see it.
Okay. This is 1989 Ford Bronco XLT, and then in like brackets on there's an excellent website called like Internet Car Movie Database kind of thing, and that's just a good time to browse around in it. And this is how this was headed. We've talked a little bit about how the Ford Bronco is one of the connecting threads between our two shows that we've covered, Twin Peaks and Lost. Jack Shepard drives a Ford Bronco from, I think, an earlier generation than this that we see here, but this is a pretty famous car. What can you tell us about the Ford Bronco?
Probably what anybody else would tell you is that was OJ's car. The Ford Bronco, like he made that car famous. But I do think his was earlier than that. It's an old Ford. I guess that was kind of before the days of like your typical compact SUV crossover or whatever. So like along in those days they were just mostly two doors, and it was still a very utilitarian car. So
it is two doors. I don't think I noticed that. Yeah.
Is the back like, is there a seat, or is the back like a pickup truck but with the top on it?
There's still a seat in the back, and actually there's a removable cab on it. So like it's kind of half of a convertible for the backseat passengers. So it's I would imagine it was a good time to cruise around in one of those back in 89 or 90. I believe there was a Bronco in one of the American Pies.
Nice.
And they cruised to like a vacation house in one of those with the top off. So it's just a fun time. Not a safe vehicle by any means in today's standards. No
Would
airbags.
this no airbags?
No, those weren't standard until like 96 or something like that. So
wow, that's kind of crazy to think about.
yeah.
So this is like a police cruiser version, or at least the sheriff's department. I don't know how much the show itself would have like if it installed like a way to, you know how like in police cars they got like a cage in them, and so you can be locked away in the back. I don't know if that's what's going on here or not. Would this have been the days of when SUVs were SUVs and they were body on frame vehicles, like for real truck heads or whatever? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I guess like people say that the Ford Explorer was kind of the first like family SUV, so that came after this, and I guess essentially it was more of a four-door version of this Bronco.
What is body on frame? What does that mean?
Basically, you have just like an empty frame, just like a steel frame. You might have like seen, if you've ever seen like a truck taken apart or anything, that's just like there's two parallel big bars on the bottom and then wheels on either side.
That's the frame.
That's the frame, and then the body basically just goes on and attaches it. So like on a car like that, you can literally take the whole body off of the frame. But on a car like what you have today, it's all kind of like fused together, so you can't just easily take the body off. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
were people doing that? Were they like, I mean, in a practical way, like I would like to change my body now, but keep the frame? Or what's the benefit?
Maybe. I mean, the benefit for a truck is like you can haul a lot more with a geometry of the frame like that. Like you can put a lot more in the bed. You can tow a lot more with a more modern frame. There's less that you can tow without like damaging the frame of the body, the frame and the body. But like a very practical form of like changing something on a body on frame chassis is like if you've ever seen a truck with like a different bed on it, like a hotshot tow truck, you might have like a steel bed instead of like your typical truck bed, that kind of stuff. So you can just take the whole bed off.
Like where it looks like somebody fused to me, it looks like somebody fused two cars together. Like the bed doesn't match the front, that type of situation. Okay.
Yeah. So easier interchange of parts, which is beneficial for like a work vehicle for sure.
And then the benefit of the unibody construction is more. It's a more comfortable driving experience. Is it the case, and is it just a streamlining of the manufacturing or why do they switch over?
I don't know if it's streamlining manufacturing because I would think body and frame would be a little bit quicker to put together. Like that's why trucks are so prevalent in America. They're easy to pump out, easy to make a profit on. But like the unibody construction. It's better handling. I believe it's safer, and you can get a smaller vehicle out of something like that. So body on frame is typically like a big, tall unit.
Nice. Well, this is I didn't expect you to have all this info at the Ford Bronco. This is great. It went away for a long time, right? Like after OJ, and then it was brought back in recent years. And it's been enough time since the Ford Bronco and the Ford Bronco Sport are out. I kind of hear that those are bad cars. Is that the case?
Yeah. Well, it depends on who's asking, who's telling. But in my opinion, the Ford Bronco is not worth the money in the least bit. The new one, like there were people back in 21 when everything was back ordered and whatever that were paying like $30,000 over sticker for them, and if you ride in it, it's basically just like a more expensive Jeep that like it's all wind noise and like it's creaky and it's just a big box on the road. And I don't know. My boss had one for a year or so, and I hated driving it. It was just like I hated that car. But if you're into like lifted off-road kind of stuff, that's a good one. But the modern one is one of the few cars out still that comes in a manual transmission, so that's one benefit to it.
It seems nuts to me to buy like a new car for off-roading. I mean, I guess that's like rich person type stuff. But
yeah,
like maybe in 20 years we'll see this reemergence of the Bronco being like thrown around on trails or something.
I bet. But I'm sure that'll happen.
All right, are you much of a motorcycle guy?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
Once. It was super weird too, because I was like riding on the back of my friend's motorcycle in high school, and it's like you definitely get close with your friend if you're.
Mm-hmm. You said no homo, right? You let him know.
I can't remember.
Oh man, you might be homo. You did. There's a chance that Chris became homo after that.
That was the deciding factor. Riding on the back of it.
Well, boys, can you tell me who this character is?
Mr. James H. Hurley.
This is James Hurley. Yes. I guess, Chris, I should ask you on the record. Do you know anything about Twin Peaks?
Really, the only thing I know is that the site that they filmed everything at is now a rally school called Dirtfish. So
that's really cool. That's a really you fact to know.
What's a rally school? Is that where you crash cars?
I mean, hopefully not. But they teach you how to like successfully drive a car off-road, like a rally race you might see with like old Subarus or something, like going really fast, going sideways on dirt through woods.
Through the woods.
Yeah.
What's the one that's on a dirt track? Also in a James Bond movie.
Dirt track. Well, I mean, a dirt track can also be considered rally.
Around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
an oval.
Yeah, well, so there's stock car racing and man, I can't remember the name of them, but they're basically they have like a giant wing on the top of them, and they're always like sliding. Yeah.
I remember what that is. I had somebody in the neighborhood was a professional stock car racer when I was a kid, but I think I'm thinking of something else where they crash a little more, but okay.
Yeah,
got it.
There's typically a lot of collisions in a race like that, but yeah, Dirtfish, basically you pay money and you spend like a week there, and they teach you how to drive an all-wheel drive Subaru off-road really fast. So
who are these people that are aspiring professionals, or it's just like I want a new hobby?
A little of both. I mean, either way, you gotta have money to do it. So
sure.
Yeah. So I think it's like several $1,000s to sign up for it.
Shelly told me yesterday that she's was thinking about going to
enrolling
community college to do an interior design degree on the side. Maybe I should do this.
New Dirtfish,
stock.
Oh my gosh! If we can get Patreon tier is to send Ben to Dirtfish Rally School. That would be so great.
Have they ever had anybody so out of the know on just cars before?
Probably not.
That would be so good. That would be great.
Do you have to be able to drive a manual car to be able to do this kind of stuff?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
What are the people with the maps called?
Oh,
in rally?
Spotters, I think, or navigators or something.
Ben, do you want to do that?
The two of you. Yes.
Oh, like I'm calling it in, you mean?
No,
sit next.
They ride together, and the passenger has a map, and it's like in 100 feet, you'll turn right. And they'll like tell them exactly where they're supposed to go, like go full throttle left, there's a jump coming up, and you obviously can't get motion sickness at all if you're going to be doing that position. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Good. I don't get motion sickness.
Slow down. Moderate.
I mean, the jump is worrying me. If I'm seeing that on the map, jump.
It's just an arrow pointing up.
We should stop.
Well,
Mash A.
in racing, there are things they call consumables. Like you go through brake pads, you go through tires, you go through like fluids and stuff. That's a consumable.
You go through like the spinning question mark cube, and you get like a banana.
Sort of.
And that's a consumable, right?
Yeah, well, maybe if you're hungry. But in rally, I've heard people say that the car is a consumable. So that gives you...
Because it just takes so much damage.
Yeah, it's like you go off a corner just wrong in one race, you got to replace the whole car. So.
Is rally the same when you're driving in like a desert? Is that also rally?
Well,
like those really long races?
And so those are... There's Baja, where they're like in trucks that they're called trophy trucks, and you can see them almost like float over bumps where their wheels are like moving, but the cab of the truck is kind of staying. Those are really expensive too, but they sometimes travel like from Mexico up through California or that kind of stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And just rally it's mostly, if not all, like time trials,
yes.
right? We're not
we're
not having people driving on the same course at the same time for that kind of thing.
Right. That would be wheel-to-wheel racing, which is obviously more dangerous. But yeah, rally is typically just like different stages that are timed.
Well, okay. And so outside of the Dirtfish Rally School, you have no connection to Twin Peaks.
Nope. But I do know that there's like a cop guy that drives a Bronco in the show, and then there's another guy that drives a Harley Davidson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to go back to this. Atticus and Ben, whose car is this?
I'd say it's a shared car.
Sheriff
from the
vehicle.
sheriffs.
Harry S. Truman.
It's Harry S. Truman. That goes to Atticus. I think we only ever see him drive this, even though we are seeing Agent Dale Cooper step out of the passenger side here. Okay, so
actually, I have a question. Is this one of those older cars where the front seat is like one
a bench.
Oh, bench seat?
Bench.
a bench?
Probably.
Interesting.
Those are comfy.
Maybe Cooper was driving and he scooted all the way across to get out.
He rides in the
sitting
middle.
right too close. Yeah. The Bronco probably has probably shifting up here, right, by the steering wheel. On the is this like a 3 on the tree kind of shift?
I don't know. I think if it was like a column shifter, it'd probably just be automatic. But I think some of these were in manual, which they would call that like 4 on the floor. It's a 4-speed, like with a really long shifter coming out of the floor. So if it is a bench seat, you're like, that's super uncomfortable for whoever sits in the middle.
Okay, we've got James Hurley, as Ben said here, riding a 1978 Harley Davidson FLH 80 Electra Glide. We don't really have any biker heads here. We rewatched the pilot last week, and it seemed like there was going to be a lot more motorcycle culture in the show than there ended up being. It kind of ended up just being this one guy, James. He's looking like the Terminator now.
Yeah.
You guys, what do you think is cooler, like for this era of bike, like a Harley Davidson or a Yamaha?
I would choose the Yamaha for sure, but Harley Davidson is from Wisconsin, so that gives it a little bit of a benefit.
I do kind of like the look of this motorcycle, I will say, this one here. Although this, I am more interested probably myself in lower powered, lighter motorcycles myself. That would be for if I were to be on a motorcycle, which I
You want
don't plan
lower
to be.
power?
Yeah, I don't want.
Do you have anything a little lower power?
I mean,
I don't understand. Okay, it just doesn't go as fast.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably more fun if you're not like to have more power at lower speeds, right?
So it doesn't kill you instantly. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's really the upside. It'll take a little bit longer.
Have you considered just driving slower? I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, Chris, do you want to address this? Like you recently raced on the Nürburgring, or you drove on the Nürburgring. I don't know if you raced or not in Germany, one of the most famous racetracks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you could choose, if you had the cash, to drive all sorts of different kinds of vehicles. And what did you end up driving?
I chose a Volkswagen GTI. I had options of like many different Porsches and much faster cars, but I chose the slower car because the Nürburgring especially has a lot of turns, and the more turns you have, the less you're going to be able to like use the car's full potential. And the faster a car is, like, the more dangerous it becomes. So I chose the more moderately fast, or not so fast car, because people say like slow car fast. You're driving a slow car as fast as it can go is more fun than fast car slow, which is like you have a car that has so much power, you'll never be able to actually use it on certain tracks. So also fast cars are significantly more expensive, and if I crashed a car like a Porsche in Germany, I'd be on the hook for like $100,000. So not exactly something I was interested in doing. I was much more comfortable with being on the hook for like $8,000. So yeah.
Interesting.
We do the Harley Davidson motorcycle is actually probably, maybe arguably, the most important vehicle in the show. I don't know what you guys would say. It's not the Twin Peaks isn't like super vehicle heavy, but you can tell that like a lot of thought went into the vehicles, and like it's really good like tone setting.
It's a hog if I've ever seen one.
This is the line, our favorite line, where Cooper says, looks like a hog to me, and he's zooming into the reflection on Laura's eye here to see the reflection of the Harley Davidson motorcycle there. And so it is itself a clue. I don't think that really cars are probably mentioned by name. Oh, you know what? I guess Amanda Seyfried wants to borrow Shelley's car. What's Amanda Seyfried's character's name?
An exercise to the listener. Figure it out yourself.
We
been
like
a little
to do
while.
little assignments when we're tired of giving all of the answers.
What's the okay, I know, again, not a car, but like, what's the difference between like in vibe between a Harley Davidson guy and a chopper guy? Because when I was in like elementary school, I watched the West Coast Choppers TV show, whatever that is, the guys that yelled at each other and stuff. And all I know is like the choppers have like the long nose thing, the wheels out front, but they both kind of seem like sort of similar types of guys to me.
I think so too. Yeah. It's people that like a whole lot of noise and attention.
And you have your vehicles are quiet, right, Chris?
All of them.
All right, let's move on to our next car here. This is a 1975 Chevrolet Caprice Classic convertible. First, I would like Ben and Atticus to tell me whose car this is.
Mr. Leland Palmer.
Atticus, do you agree with that?
I do.
That's right. It is Leland Palmer driving this convertible. What, Chris? Do you got anything on this car?
The Caprices are like It's kind of one of those. It's used as a donk, is a term. It's like if you've ever seen an old classic boxy car on like huge wheels. That's kind of, I believe,
That's
what
a
people call a
donk.
donk. Yeah. And that this kind of car is usually used for that. It's a
Would they
cruiser.
swap out the engine for that?
Um, I mean, those types of cars are so easy to put like anything you want under the hood. Typically, it's like an old like Chevy 350 or something bigger, like an old carbureted V8, or people put LS engines in it, which is like Corvette or truck engine. But yeah, it's kind of like a blank canvas for what people can do to those. But in general, they just turn into like cruisers because they're boaty. That's a body on frame kind of car, and
Mm.
they're it's not meant for like hard cornering or fast speed. But
This
I
is
think
style.
whoever's driving it's going to be enjoying themselves.
Is this a car? Is this the kind of car? Looking at it from behind, is it the kind of car that you can give the lowrider
Yeah,
treatment to?
yeah.
Okay.
So I would say that there's like kind of crossover between like donks and lowriders. Like it's they're not
Mm,
they're all for like looks. It's not like a performance kind of thing.
yeah.
But yeah, the lowrider culture loves these kinds of cars too.
Nice.
It's a nice looking car. I do like it.
Yeah.
Um, I think would like this kind of thing more than I would get too. I don't get too drooly over old muscle cars, really. I
Hmm.
think this kind of thing is more appealing to me. Um, would they have like what kind of engines do you think these are mostly coming with? Like, are they? Uh,
Typically, cars like that had like big V8s that made such little power and had like 5 miles to the gallon. They were like super
okay,
inefficient, not powerful, but like that's what people liked at the time.
because it sounds powerful or
Yeah,
something, right? Okay.
Okay, so this car is like 15-ish years old during the show, right? So
Mm-hmm.
would this have been considered a classic car at the time, or is it just Leland's just driving like a kind of old car?
the show was set in the 1990.
Yeah, 89, 90,
Okay,
right?
Yeah, so,
then
1991.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
just be kind of an old, like somewhat old car at that point. Like classic, technically, I think is 20 or 25 years old. So
interesting. So
yeah,
if you had this today, you'd be a classic car guy. But Leland's probably just a guy with an older convertible lying around.
yeah, probably.
Hmm.
I wonder if this is his daily driver. I think this is the only time we see it with the top down. So Leland is a well respected lawyer in the show.
Hmm.
And by the way, let's not do any spoilers for Chris about what's happening with this guy. But he's a well respected lawyer in town, and so like a thought of mine could be like, oh, maybe this is like this is a second car or like maybe a fun car. And something that's standing out to me as I'm looking at these photos, I'm seeing the sun visors. This seems goofy to me. I don't know. Like you can see just like the shades up on the top there, even though
Almost looks like eyelashes, like backwards
Hmm.
eyelashes.
yeah, maybe all convertibles are like that. That's just a little funny. And he's wearing driving gloves, leather driving gloves. So he must be some kind of enthusiast, or at least like fancies himself one.
Yeah, or maybe it's something like back in the olden days, like getting on an airplane was a occasion. People would wear suits for it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
putting on gloves for driving was an occasion, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you use gloves ever, Chris?
No. Um,
Mm.
really, the only reason people use driving gloves now is if they have like a specific material on their steering wheel that'll degrade with their hand oils. But
Mm.
that's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you're one of these racing guys, they don't even wear gloves.
Might be part of like a fire suit.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Yeah. It was more for protection at that point, I think. Okay, next vehicle. A 1968 Dodge D100. Whose car is this?
This is Pete.
Atticus, do you agree?
I was gonna guess Pete. Yeah.
Nice. That like you can't really tell that that's Pete in there, but it is indeed.
I don't think it even needed the black circle.
Yeah. But this is Pete Martell's truck. I guess this is probably. I'm guessing this frame is from the scene where he drives Audrey out to the airport because we see a blurry airplane in the background here.
He does sort of the Jeffrey Epstein drop off for her.
He straight up does, yes.
You almost missed your flight.
Well, here you go. And then he like in the finale of season 2, Pete enters the sheriff's station and goes, "The log lady stole my truck." So I guess it does get a
second owner,
like a line dedicated to describing it. But we got ourselves like a baby blue classic truck here. Chris, what you got on this?
I don't know much about trucks.
Yeah, that's okay.
But like back then, trucks were not like comfortable vehicles. That was 100% utility. Like nowadays, a truck is like basically like a limousine for people. But yeah, back then, I think if it's of the era, I know older trucks had what people have deemed the ball chiller, which is a vent that is aimed right at your crotch under the steering column, because it was meant for men who were hauling stuff around, whatever. So
that was a feature. That one didn't just end up being a side effect of the design. This was like, we know that your nuts are going to be hot, so we're going to design something to cool them off. That's awesome. I want a ball chiller in my car.
Yeah, my first car had one, and I took it for granted.
That's hilarious. Okay, so driving a truck in these days wouldn't be a status thing at all. You're not really trying the way it is now. You're probably driving around like a big fancy F-150 King Ranch edition or something, and that means something. You're trying to signal something socially or whatever. This is this is a work truck. I think it says Packard Mill on the side of it, so this is part of this is a work truck. Pete is not putting on airs by driving it. Well, the baby blue is kind of a nice touch. I wonder if that's a factory paint job or not.
I don't know.
What's up with are those tires normal? They have the vibe of like spare tire to me, but I don't know how to describe why I think that. They seem very bare.
Yeah, I mean
in the middle.
So they're steel wheels, like people call them steelies. And then like back then, trucks would come with just like small hubcaps that were like usually chrome or whatever would go on there. But along the lines of it being like, this is just a utilitarian workhorse. They didn't care about putting stuff on them, and also hubcaps fall off a lot if you're driving off road and stuff like that. So but like you can see they have white walled tires. It looks like that's not a thing that people do anymore. That was of the times. There's no, as far as I know,
like that white
like a white
on the side.
Yeah, there's no like performance benefit of that. It was just like it's part of the time.
Interesting. Does this car, it looks like it probably didn't have a seatbelt?
Probably not. Maybe a lap belt. I don't know. Yeah. Cars from that era are so dangerous.
Chris, you are a somewhat renowned car media producer, and this. If this is a still from the show here, but if you were taking there's like a certain kind of photo, like if this was a still shot, what's that called again?
Some people call them panners.
Okay.
Or like if they're driving past you, you have a slow shutter speed. Otherwise, there's rollers. If you're in a car next to it, and you're both driving. Get it. Typically a slower shutter speed to make it look faster.
Nice. Yeah. So this is the you could see that this is kind of frozen the action such that the car is sharp and then everything else is blurry because of the shutter going on here. Okay. Unfortunately, I think we got another classic here, but this is a 1969 Plymouth Barracuda.
Mm-hmm.
Whose car is this, guys?
Jack.
Jack. Chris's guess is Jack.
This is tough because this is I think this is from the original series.
Yes.
It has the spiritual vibe of Mr. C, but it's not him.
It does kind of seem like a
horn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bennett, but I think they're at the mill, maybe.
I don't think they're at the mill.
They're not. Oh.
I'm gonna start giving you a little bit of hints and a little breadcrumb you here. You're right that it's from the original series, and I'll say it is from season 1. And this is not the mill, despite we see like the logging truck behind there.
Well, I still have the spiritually Mr. C, which makes me think of either Catherine or Josie.
Okay, neither of those.
People. Yeah, I didn't think they drive cars.
I'm going to give you another hint. This is from the pilot, the very first. And I think this character who owns this car, this might be the only time we see this car. I think they might switch to a similar looking car. Not like as part of the plot or anything, but like the next time we see them, or sometimes we see them in a slightly different car just for like production reasons, probably.
I really don't know. Ed? It's not him.
It is not Ed.
Can't think of.
All right. Atticus, Ben, do you give up?
I give up.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Bobby. This is Bobby Briggs's car.
Oh, wow.
This is the car that he stands on and surfs out in front of the Hayward house, drinking beer and smoking cigs and standing on the hood. Yeah. The Barracuda. What is this, a muscle car?
I think, or it might be considered a pony car. And
a pony car.
If you were to ask me the distinction, I don't really know. I think muscle cars are bigger, but the Barracuda, again, I don't know too much about classics, but Plymouth was owned by Chrysler, and that also included Dodge. So the Barracuda, or people call it the Cuda, I think it was the same chassis as the Charger or Challenger. This looks like kind of before it became the fast car that people associate with the Cuda. I think that was more in the 70s. But they had big V8s, carbureted, and that's about as much as I know. Plymouth does not exist anymore.
I don't really know much about this car. I think it shared a chassis with like the Challenger. You know plenty. So this is a high schooler's car. We are learning a little bit about Bobby through this car. It's very clean. That's a well detailed Barracuda right there.
Yeah,
I would
definitely
imagine
a hand me down from Major Briggs.
You think so? Do you think Major Briggs bought this, or do you think Bobby saved up and bought himself a Cuda?
I think he meticulously maintained it and then passed it along.
I don't think it's that's not something a high schooler would be able to buy on their own.
I don't know how many spoilers to do, but if they had access to, Bobby
additional
could get his hands on
funds.
cash.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe.
There
But
you go.
it's I don't think it was a cheap car back in the day.
Okay, so this next car might be my favorite car of the entire series. And I don't think there's a way to censor the identity of the person here, so there's not going to be the guessing game here. This is Dick Tremaine's 1977 BMW 320i E21. What would you call it? Is E21 the body style? Is that
It's
how
the
you
generation.
Generation. Okay.
Yeah. The 3 Series, there is E21, E29, and then E30, E36, E46, and then it does change slightly based on like how many doors the car has or whatever. So it's like E92, E90 is like a newer, or like 2007 M3, but E92 is 2-door, E90 is 4-door. The numbers and letters change. They're confusing for sure. But fun fact about this car in particular, my mom had a E21 320i.
Really?
Yeah. When we were much younger, she had it. It was like her summer car. It was stick. And like as little kids, we hated it because it was hot, didn't have air conditioning, like it smelled weird, and we had no idea what it was. But then of course she got rid of it and traded it in on one of her minivans, and then like years later we were like, what the hell did you do? Why would you do that?
It's a pretty looking car. I haven't been inside it, but I like to look at it.
In 1991, would you have had to be a fancy guy like Dick Tremaine here to have a European car like this?
Probably.
Or were BMWs already popular?
I think you had to have some money for something like that, and a specific taste probably, because European cars were still not like they're not for the masses in the U.S.
Yeah.
And I do think BMW still wasn't necessarily like a luxury brand yet. That wasn't until probably the 90s. But it was still like, this is a niche market car.
Interesting. This, I mean, probably not the same version, but era or whatever you were calling it. I think this is a James Bond style car as well.
Yeah, he had a 5 Series, I want to say, in one of the movies, and I think a 7 Series in another one, all along similar years. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, can you think of what a like modern day comparison would be to something like this, Chris?
I mean, like size wise, there's really nothing, but like
vibes wise, like if you were somebody in 1990 driving around a 77 BMW 320i, that would be a 13-year-old BMW.
Maybe like probably just like another similar BMW of like more recent years, or honestly like an 80s Corolla would be kind of like the same. Yeah,
nice.
Because those were still rear-wheel drive and lightweight back then. Yeah, there's really not much out there like this anymore.
Well, Dick Tremaine certainly is a man of particular taste, so I think that they fit. This does seem to fit his character quite well. So I love it. This scene though, I remember it's a great scene. He does not know how to change a tire is what's going on here. He is basically, he's like, I think it like falls off the jack while he's in there and almost crushes him basically. But he's like looking at the manual like, I don't know what I'm doing here with it. And so he's an enthusiast as far as aesthetics perhaps, but not so much in the being able to do anything with it. And
well,
I wonder what that's like. And speaking of BMWs from more recent years, let's check out Josie's 1989 BMW 5 E34.
Oh, nice.
And we don't really get too it's really small here, and it's too close in here to get a good view of the car. But I think it's interesting that this, like the totem pole is right outside there. Didn't notice that while watching. I believe this is the scene where Josie is taking photos of the motel, the other not Great Northern, the other place that visitors could sleep.
Well, I think that, Will, you have the best perspective on this car because you have an E39.
I have an E39. Yes.
Yeah.
What's the vibe of this car back then? Is it rich person like her would own it, or?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a new one.
A richer person's car because back then it was a big sedan, and it had a presence. Like the 5 Series always has a presence, and nowadays getting a new 5 Series, you're looking at up like over $100,000. Oh
wow.
Yeah.
It kind of has the vibe of, it reminds me in like Yakuza movies when you're like the Yakuza boss and they're driving you around in it or something.
Yep. Yeah, the 7 Series is especially like you have a driver for that car. 5 Series might be like a rich person still drives themselves, but yeah.
Do you know, Chris, if do rich people be having drivers much these days?
I don't know that many extremely ultra wealthy people, but I mean, can you imagine like Jeff Bezos driving himself somewhere? He's got to have.
I guess not.
Yeah.
But I guess I remember like Steve Jobs had his like recognizable Mercedes that he would like leave places.
Oh yeah.
But
he would drive, or somebody would drive him.
He would drive, and I think the thing about it, he would always park it where you're not supposed to, and he wouldn't care about the tickets. It was his MO. What a maverick, think different.
I heard, was it Steve Jobs or it might be Bezos actually. I heard recently that like he wouldn't register his car because it was cheaper for him to just pay the ticket than like to register based on, I don't know. But
I had heard that he was like leasing it at the frequency that he wouldn't have to get like a license plate, that he was just leasing it as quickly as he could as long as he could do the dealer plates for the temporary plates they give him.
Man, switching cars
Something
that fast,
stupid like
where's the pleasure in that even? Like I don't even get what whatever. Rich people are aliens.
Yep.
But speaking of being driven around, wow, I'm surprised. These segues are just working out super well. But this is Audrey's Mercedes-Benz 600, the W100. I don't know.
Is it her car or is it her family's car?
Yeah, I think it's the family's car, the hotel's car. But yeah, she's being driven to school in I guess this isn't a limousine, although maybe of the time, this seems like a really big car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a car you'd be driven in.
I like this brown color too, quite a bit. Or maybe it's black and it's just like coming through differently. But
I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's just because the back or the middle window's so big, but it has very president's car vibe. I forget what that's called.
Yeah. Also, the flags waving kind of make it seem like they're at the UN or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
The Mercedes-Benz for sure take the award for the most confusing names for generations. It was like W100, and then you would think that it would go like W200, W300, but like it goes back and forth all over the place, like W210, W something, but like they're so confusing. So unless you're like a Mercedes-Benz enthusiast, good luck memorizing that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and that will be on the test, guys. So it seems like that'll be a high difficulty section.
I just noticed that the back has like the blinds.
Oh
Don't see
yeah,
that in a
little
lot of
curtains
cars.
there.
Those are
Peasant
called,
blockers.
Yeah, peasant blockers. Yeah.
This is something Chris taught me.
Interesting.
Everything I know about cars is through Chris here, so I'm just trying to
Did
jump in
those
before
types
you
of
can
things, they come with the car, or you install those?
Good question. I know with like in days like that with really fancy cars, you'd have coach builders that would like make things custom for extremely wealthy clients. So similar to like if you were to buy a Mercedes Sprinter van and turn it into a camper, there's people out there that can build it. So it's possible it didn't actually come with curtains and somebody put them in. But nowadays you can get cars with curtains that are automatic and very expensive.
What did cars in this era? Did they have car phones? When did those come about?
It's a good question. Wouldn't that be like 80s, 90s? I think I just think of like Seinfeld era for car phones.
Yeah, I was thinking of Seinfeld too, but I didn't know.
I feel like you can't, like, you don't frame a car like this if you don't care about cars. You know, like, I think that there's definitely like you're filming these cars in a way that I don't know, you care about them, or like David Lynch cares about this, and you're picking what cars. I think that would be such a cool job or a cool part of the creative process is to decide what kind of car a person is driving. I think the last time I thought about it too much in a recent like a recent show was Your Friends and Neighbors, which I know, Chris, you've watched more of it than I have, but there's a lot of like status signaling with the cars in that, and he drives like a Maserati, right? At least at the beginning.
Yeah. I would say that whoever cast the vehicles for that show did a good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Next car. This one is also a pretty central character for an arc. But it's hard to call it important because this arc didn't end up being terribly important, or this plot line didn't end up being terribly important. But it sure took up a lot of time for us. This is a 1948 Jaguar 2.5-liter drop-head coupe Mark IV, or coupe. Is it coupe or coupe? I'm seeing this accent that's making me think coupe.
The thing on the E would make it a coupe.
Yeah. You say coupe when you're talking about a two-door.
No, but if you put a little accent over the E.
Okay. This is the car that James fixes up for Evelyn, or her husband, Jeffrey, right? Is that his name? And I believe in this scene is like, oh no, my car's broken down. And I think the problem was like there just isn't a front wheel on it. I think that was like all that was happening.
She drove it into a ditch, right?
Found your problem. Ooh, that looks like this tool cart, tool chest back here. You've got one of those in your garage, Chris.
Yep. That looks maybe a little too new for the show. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think you got the snap on there.
If a woman approached you on the street and was like flirting with you like she does with him, and it's like, oh, my car broke down, could you come fix it? And you're like, sure. And then you show up and you're like, wait, what the fuck? This is a 50-year-old car? Wouldn't you be kind of confused?
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, it was different back then, but nowadays, finding parts for that. No.
We've got like the jumper cables ready. Like, I don't think this is.
I imagine a 1948 Jaguar wouldn't have was it an OBD?
Yeah, OBD too.
Yeah, you could
Yeah, those
scan
came
it
out
for
in
codes.
1997. So
Okay.
This is like the Cruella de Vil car.
yeah,
call it,
that's what I was
right?
thinking. Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
It's the kind of car that should be. It's even got the big headlamps. It should talk to you. This is a real life anthropomorphic car.
Yeah.
It is a nice looking car. It's cool. That's a cool looking car. I like the wheels a lot. I'm a sucker for these kinds of like intricate spokes, I guess, on it, and it looks like it. I can't tell if that's a shadow. That's probably a shadow because it probably just does have a bench seat across it. But it looks like plush leather there. It's convertible. It's a contiguous windscreen here. Cool car. Nice color.
The doors that go backwards, are those what you call suicide doors?
Yeah.
Why do they call them that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel
Why
like
did
my
they
mom
make it
told me
that way?
that it's because they're dangerous.
I mean, it could be.
You got to be suicidal to drive around with those wheels or car.
What was was it a style thing, or were they early cars were all like this?
I think it was a style thing. Google AI says they are named for the extreme danger they posed if opened while a vehicle was moving, specifically because wind could catch the door and throw the passenger out. Interesting.
Wow. It just turns into like
wearing a seatbelt.
And that's true. It turns into just like an anchor and just pivots you, throws you off to the right.
Yeah.
So back then, if you're a guy that got this in your car, you're probably like, oh, I like to live dangerously. On top of the fact that I'm already driving this thing with like no seatbelts and it would just instantly kill me if I ran it into something.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're kind of a Joker type.
The
You find danger to be kind of funny to you.
Yeah.
Even so twisted you are.
Rolls Royces still to this day come with suicide doors. That's like their thing.
Do you think they put that in their ad copy?
Suicide
doors?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Really?
I wish we had more. There are more modern cars that we'll get to in a second, but this one is just an interesting one to me. The 1979 Toyota truck Chinook RN28. Fellas, do you know whose car this is?
Mike?
Yeah, this is Mike. He's a traveling shoe salesman, so he probably lives out of this. And so that makes sense for this kind of car. I think, why did I want to put this in here? I think because I guess it's an interesting car, and maybe I wanted it to bring up like overlanding type stuff, but I'm not really sure. Do you got anything about cars like this, Chris?
No, Toyota trucks are known to last forever until recently. And
on our way, Zoe and I were driving to Omaha last weekend, and I saw. Do you remember when I was like deeply fixated on buying a Toyota SUV of some sort? Yes, a 4Runner, and then I was like, ooh, or a Sequoia of whatever that generation was. Is that's the enlightened choice. It's the secret choice. People don't know how good the Sequoia is or whatever. I saw one of those on the road behind us, and I was telling Zoe, like, oh yeah, check out that car behind us. That was the car that I really wanted to get a while ago. Those are indestructible. And then it pulls out in front of us on the highway, and then its front mirror just falls off, and it hits the road, and then it hits the underside of my car. Or it wasn't the mirror; it was the headlight cover on the passenger side. Just talking about how, yeah, literally,
considering
this is an indestructible
costing
vehicle.
You money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's disintegrating in front of our very eyes.
What if this was the ISIS truck instead of the other Toyotas.
Instead
Everybody
of the
was driving
Hilux.
these around.
Yeah. And this, and I don't know. Well, they'd be. Mike is kind of being a terrorist in this scene, a little bit. He's inspiring terror. Okay, next car. Now we're in the return. Got ourselves a 2003 Lincoln Town Car, and this car actually shows up quite a bit in the return. We come back to it a couple of different times. We are now in a more modern era of vehicles. Chris, what is going on with the 2003 Lincoln Town Car?
Pretty sure those were only used for chauffeuring people. Like, I can't imagine somebody getting that as their own car. But I want to say that they're Panther body car. So there's the Ford Crown Vic, the Mercury Marauder, and I think the Lincoln Town Car or the different Lincoln, but I think that the Town Car is also built on that chassis, so the old cop cars. And they made a lot of them. Easy to fix. So it makes sense that they were used for limos and that kind of stuff.
Our mom had a Mercury Grand Marquis that this reminds me a lot of. And I remember people would like slow down around her because they thought it was a navy blue, and it looked enough like a Crown Vic. And that was I remember that being a rear wheel drive vehicle, and her backing up a hill in the winter because driving up it regular style wasn't working.
Is this Mr. C or the Mitchum brothers? I think it's Mr. C.
Mr. C drives this, and then I think Coop drives it too later, like after he and Diane have their rendezvous at the very end. I think this is the car that the two of them go to the other side. So maybe question mark on if that's Coop or whatever. But
doesn't it change? Well, okay, sorry, it changes cars at some point, but
yeah, you're right. So like they go into the hotel in one car, and then like they wake up in the morning and it's like a different hotel, different place, and it's this different car. They replaced the car with the town car, but this is the one that Mr. C crashes on the One Battle After Another road.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a nice one that we can talk about here. 2015 BMW M4 F38.
F83.
Ooh, nice. What's going on with this car?
I do like the F80 generation. So this is a good example of the number changing slightly. So F80 is M3, which is 4 doors. F82 is the M4, which is 2 doors. And then F83 is the 2-door M4 with a convertible top. So hardtop convertible. BMW typically does their hardtop convertibles pretty well. Some cars look really bad as convertibles, but I think BMWs do it pretty well. But the F80 generation came with a S58 engine, which is a inline 6 twin turbo, and they are really powerful, really fun. They sound awful, but they're
what do you mean
cars.
by that?
Like that, for whatever reason, the exhaust manifold on these cars makes them sound like farts. Like it just sounds really bad. Like car enthusiasts all know that the S58 sounds like trash unless you put like a ton of money into a different turbo and exhaust manifold. But
that's really funny. They made a toot car.
Yeah, but it's
wait. So if you're just a regular dude and you buy this car from the local BMW place, it's gonna sound like it's farting?
No. It's if you modify it, you put a louder exhaust on it. Like stock, it's a great car.
Okay.
The F80s have sort of become kind of like a D-bag car for the.
Hey, could you watch your language, please?
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
The young 20-year-old broccoli head typically goes after these cars and finances the crap out of them until they're like they have no money left. But it's because they're good cars.
So they got good taste. Our Zoomer friends.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you like what would so if this car was given as a gift, which is I think you've done this mod to all of your vehicles, is put the big bow on it. I know that's
so
good for aerodynamics.
Yeah.
If you were given this as a gift, what message are you sending if you give somebody a 2015 BMW M4?
You're telling them that you have a lot of money and you're trying to bribe them. I don't know. Like that's quite the gift.
Sure. Yeah. Do you think would this be an enthusiast's pick? This would be like, okay, this is a good car, like, or is this sort of like buy whatever the newest BMW is kind of thing, or like do you kind of have to know what you're doing?
I think
what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like an enthusiast would pick this car.
Okay.
Yeah, and it could be like a wealthy guy wants his wife to drive something cool and gets her that. But yeah, like if you're just like, get me the nicest, newest BMW, like you don't care about performance, you're probably going to get an SUV or something, or a sedan.
Okay.
At least, so.
And I'm seeing big gold brakes up here on the front wheel.
Yep, they got big brakes.
Nice.
Performance.
Do you pick the color of the brake? Every time I see a car where I notice the color of the brakes sticking through, I always wonder if that's like a stock thing or somebody consciously was like, oh, I want red brakes, or it's like a special kind of brake.
Some cars you can pick, like usually higher end cars, you can kind of option it out, but a lot of cars will just come with like one set color. So like some higher end Hyundais will just come with yellow brakes, or some will come with red brakes. Some of it's just based on the package that you're buying. But BMWs, you might be able to actually customize that.
Interesting.
You've painted your brakes.
Yes.
Is this true? Okay.
Yep. It's a lot of work.
We've got ourselves a 2004 Taurus.
Hell yeah.
All right. Talk to us about the 2004 Taurus, Chris.
This car, every person in my high school drove this car. Yeah, it's like quite possibly one of the most boring cars ever made.
Pretty sure this is the car that our dad had for a little while, and I guess this is Dougie's car. We see Dougie Love on the back here. I guess yeah, guys. I want who's the BMW? Whose car is that?
A gift from the Mitchum brothers to the whole family, basically.
Yeah, the Jones family. Janie E is gonna be driving. Did he gifted a pair of them, or did they gift? There's a pair of these cars. One I don't know if they were both given to the Joneses, or like one was given to Bushnell, one was given to the Joneses. But
maybe
I think it was
his
a package
his
deal.
and hers situation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the 2004 Taurus. They don't make the Ford Taurus anymore. Ford don't do the.
They don't do cars besides the Mustang. At least in the States. They still make cars overseas.
Wait, Ford doesn't make cars anymore?
They make SUVs and trucks and the Mustang. In Europe, they still have like wagons and stuff, sedans, but they saw that the U.S. only wants SUVs and trucks. So.
Wow.
Yeah. The 2000 Ford Taurus was notorious for having bad rear shocks and saggy springs. So oftentimes it would be like squatting or bouncing like crazy over bumps.
I remember our dad's red Ford Taurus, who's we called Omar. That was the car's name. Had like a 5-disc CD changer in the trunk.
In the trunk?
Yeah. So you load up all your CDs in the trunk. That's where.
So you want to change the CD and you got to go to open the trunk?
Well, I think you can control like up front. You could like go to the neck, press a button, and go to the next disc, but you're not loading in your discs in the front for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I remember people would put like full computers in their trunk because like back before, like right before the MP3 player, they would have all these files that they like illegally downloaded and put them on this computer and would put that in their car.
Like they had like a PC tower.
Yeah.
In their, my gosh, that's awesome.
Do they still do Pimp My Ride?
No, it's gone.
Can you imagine?
Do people do they do that stuff to their cars anymore? Did they do it before, or was it just for the show?
No, that people definitely still did that. Like audio files, they would do like full custom speaker setups in their trunk and stuff, and it's still a thing for some show cars, but it's definitely not as prevalent as it used to be. I think part of that is because cars just come with such good sound systems already. Like there's less of a reason to upgrade them.
What about the paint though? I feel like on Pimp My Ride, it's a dolphin exterior. I feel like Audi probably doesn't give you an Audi or a dolphin paint job.
No, that would be custom.
That's the dream. Okay, and then our last car that we're going to look at today is the 1987 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The wood paneling on the side of it. Boys, whose car is this?
Janie's?
Yeah, and Dougie.
Yeah, this is the Jones family car. Let's see. So they would be driving. This show was set in presumably 2017, I believe, or like this. So I do not recall seeing many of these types of cars on the road in 2017.
No.
Yeah.
It's definitely like if you have a Wagoneer, that you're an enthusiast for sure. Like it takes effort to keep a car like that in that good a shape. So, and the Wagoneer,
I like that.
It's iconic for sure, that car.
It's okay. So this I think this is honestly one of the most interesting revelations here. Like, what do we think that says about the character of like Janie E or Dougie, or like, why was this car chosen for this family? Like, it's a very, very, very distinctive car. You can't. This isn't just like a okay, whatever's on the lot kind of situation. I know the Joneses are like they're struggling for money when we first meet them, and due to Dougie's gambling and such. So
yeah, I mean they're like upper middle class ish, but like struggling for money because they've lost it recently.
There's got to be. I'm sure it was intentional to name them the Joneses.
Why is this?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. It's very like they all have very strange names. Like Janie E. Jones and Sonny Jim Jones. The name is very like Americana, strange, cartoonish style names. I wonder if Dougie won this car, or it was like.
I was thinking the circumstances that he got his car has to be bizarre, right?
Yeah. I don't get the sense that Dougie himself is a car enthusiast, because he's got this is kind of what he's driving around, but his wife is driving this with their son around. I wonder if this seems like something that maybe a criminal associate of Dougie's, who like maybe Dougie finally won that hand of poker or something, and or was like owed $50,000, but they just give him this Wagoneer instead, and he kind of doesn't really know what to make of it, but they needed a bigger car for the family, and so Janie E drives it around. Or maybe Janie E is an enthusiast here. They seem to like instantly switch over to the BMW when given it, so it's not like they're particularly attached to this.
I remember at church when I was a kid, they had a raffle event one summer, and it was for like a classic car that kind of looked like this. Maybe they won this at like a church or PTA raffle, like a fundraiser type situation.
Are people in that family trying to hold on to old times?
I think that the family could kind of symbolize that.
Because I think the Grand Wagoneer definitely represented like the nuclear family back in that time. It was like,
okay, that's
this is what it was like pre minivan, but you would take your family cross country and that kind of thing. It's like, to me, that's sort of like the old Volvo bricks in all of the old indie movies with the iconic headrests. Will's favorite car.
It's like, a Widow's Bay. It's still churning. Like there's still,
because like I've seen the Grand Wagoneer in several shows or films. Like it has a presence that's like, I don't know, it
instantly communicates something. Like there's a history there. I think, and so this is the nuclear family. That's exactly what's going on here. I love that. I'm glad that we got there with it.
Is this a car you'd have anywhere? For some reason, it has a very Polynesian, Hawaiian, like tiki bar style vibe in my mind. I guess because of the wood paneling.
I don't know the answer for that one.
What kind of car do you think Jacoby drives? I don't think we ever see. Actually, I do think we briefly see.
When I started thinking of the Polynesian thing, I thought, I wonder why he doesn't have this car. But yeah, he's got a truck in the return or something out in the woods.
Yeah, I think like an old work truck, something like that. I think wood paneling should make a comeback. It's my prediction for the 2030s is that wood paneling on vehicles is going to be back in a big way. Now that like if electric vehicles are so big, and weight just doesn't matter, I guess it might as well just make them out of wood or put wood on them.
Yeah, might as well. I'm pretty sure Skylar White drove a Grand Wagoneer in Breaking Bad. And
were they all wood paneled like this?
I don't know.
Was Skylar's?
I think so.
Okay.
And then what was I don't know if you've watched the show on Netflix. Something Very Bad is Going to Happen. It's a new one.
Yes, I've watched part of that.
And they're driving one of these in the first episode.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I watched.
Sure.
Huh. Nice. I thought we were gonna see. I remember like Steven in the return. He's got like a Thunderbird. I think I was just getting like a little bit too like classic car fatigued there. I wish there was more like modern examples to pull for this. But yeah, Chris, what do you think this show is about based on the cars that I've shown you today?
There's got to be people getting money in dishonest ways, and I don't know. It just seems like there's a little bit of like mob mentality, like mafia kind of stuff. It seems like.
Yeah. What gives you that impression?
The town car for sure. The old Benz, yeah, and the 5 Series, and it seems like, I mean, a tale as old as time, where the people with a lot of money are affecting those working class the most, who have
Chris, that doesn't sound quite right to me. I think you're off on that one. But
okay.
Good try.
Have you seen Seinfeld? It's kind of like that.
Well, that was very interesting. Thank you for doing that with us, Chris. Care to stick around for another segment here as we wrap up and do our character draft here? The three of you don't have to participate in this, but you can.
Yeah, I'll watch.
Wonder what this means. Do this. Do you guys remember whose turn it is?
Me.
Okay. Ben, who are you drafting in round 8?
Oh.
Darn.
Maybe you should vamp a little bit.
Okay. So I guess so to catch Chris up to speed here, these are our different we're putting together an all-star team of characters from the show, and I hope there's not too many spoilers here, but these are our different categories. We've got Leo season, meaning law enforcement, and this is our famous main character here, Dale Cooper. We've got our ruling class, we've got our working class. We've got our underworld cops, or sorry, not cop, criminals. Although, hey guys, what's the freaking difference? Criminals and lodge denizens. One of our favorite categories, fun pervert. Key point here is endearing sexual miscreant, not the other kind of sexual miscreancy.
It's like Will's looking in a mirror.
We got our not all there category. I don't think we've drafted any not all there folks. This is dumbasses or those between worlds and our sages. Mystics, otherworldly creatures, or symbols. And I think we all have a sage of some sort so far. Yes. And right now we're sitting at, for the audio listeners, I'll go through what our teams are, starting with Ben. Ben has Major Briggs for Leo season, Josie Packard for ruling class, Nadine Hurley and Freddie Sykes for working class, Bob for the underworld, nobody for fun pervert, nobody for not all there, and the owls as the sage.
I will be drafting and therefore saying aloha to, and you guys will be saying aloha to as well, but in the other way, in the goodbye aloha way. Mr. Dr. Jacoby himself for fun pervert.
Wow. Okay.
Had to come off the board at some point.
Yes. Ooh, let me make sure that I'm not covering up. So y'all just disappear for this segment. Okay. Atticus. And that's a major pull. I mean, like that's a chalk pick, but I think that like you are gonna have. The situation, Chris, is that the characters that we're drafting here for our teams are going to have to survive a Lost style situation, like crash landing on a desert island, and that's just going to fit Jacoby perfect. He's going to be right at home. He's going to be.
He's going to make the drinks.
He's going to make the drinks. I'm worried he's going to be a little bit too comfortable on your island. I think. Yep. I think he's going to be might be responsible for the crash.
Plugged in. He's going to be plugged in. He's going to look around and say, I've been here before. I think I've been here before.
We have to go back. It was so fun last time. All right, Atticus. You have Albert Rosenfield and Special Agent Dale Cooper for your Leos. Ben Horn as a ruling class. Laura Palmer as your working class. Nobody from the underworld. Catherine Martell as your fun pervert, nobody for not all there, and the log lady as your sage. Who are you going with for your 8th round pick?
For the underworld, I'm going with Hank Jennings.
Ooh, that's major.
Good one.
That's a good one. I like Hank. Kind of. He
can be sort of your Sawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think Hank and Albert are going to be butting heads quite a bit on your island.
That's fair. Fair criticism.
Albert in Lost canon, he might be DOA, basically, like that like the
Marshal?
FBI agent. Yeah, the Marshal.
Nah. Everyone that at least starts alive. How about that?
Well, he started alive too.
We all start alive at some point. Okay, my team is Deputy Hawk for Leo season, Dr. Hayward for ruling class, Pete Martell for working class, the Mitchum brothers for the underworld. The Mitchum brothers are the people who bought the pair of BMWs there. Diane as a fun pervert, nobody for Not All There, and Philip Jeffries for the Sage. I would love to be able to put something on the board for Not All There so we can actually have something going on there, but I am going to double down on Leo season. I'm gonna complete my my roster as far as Leo season goes. I'm gonna be drafting Special Agent Tammy Preston. Actually, don't know if she's Special Agent or just
agent, regular agent.
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for our character draft. And Chris, thank you so much for joining us. You are one of my best friends, and you also run a YouTube channel called Flink Films. This is where people can watch stuff about cars and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You can hire Chris to film your wedding too. He does it all.
Yeah, just to come to the wedding. I'm a professional guest.
Is there anything else you want to say on the podcast right now?
No.
Do you have some? Okay.
No. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to come back anytime or next week if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I would love to now. So yeah, listeners, the idea is that we'll now make Chris actually watch an episode of the show and see what his reaction is after that. So, folks, yeah, thanks for listening. You can email us, drskeletonsourschool@gmail.com. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. And Ben, what's the catchphrase? This is a brand new Extra Good podcast. Learn more at brandnewextragood.com.